In the space year 1999, a man named Gunpei Yokoi created a handheld gaming device with a monochrome display that later had a color version. It had many familiar titles on the system: Final Fantasy ports, Digimon games, all the works. And it was called...
What happened? What happened to
the Wonder Swan.
the Wonder Swan? Yes.
You can probably guess how well that went, judging by the fact that you haven't heard of it. But this is when it was young, and everyone was starry-eyed and hopeful, and Bandai needed exclusives for their fancy new console. So they went to Capcom, and Capcom said, "Sure, now what can we make?" Capcom being Capcom, this question turned into, what can we rehash? Capcom made 2 Mega Man games for the Wonder Swan. This is one of them.
This is their story.
Let's see here. I need to...
I actually have heard of the Wonder Swan before, but in like the most insignificant context whatsoever. I guess there was a port of Final Fantasy Legend for it, which
I believe there was.
it's like one of my favorite games. So
See, the big draw of the Wonder Swan was that it was the first thing to get ports of Final Fantasy games until Nintendo and Square kind of kissed and made up, and then they started coming to the Game Boy, and that just kind of put the final nail in the Wonder Swan's coffin.
right.
No, we'll be getting to that one, Osha.
Oh shit! Here we go.
Now, the Wonder Swan was Japan only, so what you're seeing right now is actually an amazing hacking job by Mega Rock and the T-Rez crew, so shoutouts to them for doing amazing work as usual.
The T-Rez crew.
The Rockman EXE zone. Anyway. Now, what is Rockman EXE Wonder Swan? Well, if you ever watched the Battle Network anime, and I mean the original, not the shitty dub that gave us the infamous Wind Blast Man, you'll notice that this title theme is actually a chiptune version of the anime's first opening, Pierce Through the Wind. This is because this game's plot is a rehash of the first 2 seasons of the anime.
Huh.
But wait, it gets better. You see, making the anime an original plot itself would have been too much work for Capcom. The first 2 seasons of the anime are rehashes of the first 2 Battle Network games.
Okay, so it's a rehash of a rehash.
Ever made a copy of a copy of a copy until it's an unrecognizable mess? That's more or less what this game is.
Okay.
It is an experience, and you're all going to be along with me. Let's go.
I expected Battle Network 2, but not like this.
You don't even need to read this. This is just setting up the setting, basically.
World 3?
Yes, actually. That is how they spoke it in the anime, in the dub version of the anime. This is a fan-made patch. The original game is entirely in Japanese, and that makes this game much more difficult for reasons that will become obvious. Now, this should be enough to let you figure out what this scenario is a rehash of. It's the first scenario of Battle Network 1. In the original game, the professional Haruka, or Lan's mom, mentions is Mr. Match, a World 3 operator in disguise and a recurring character in the series. They just kind of assume you know that.
It's kind of... They're like, oh, he's already played the first one. They already know.
In addition, this also follows the anime, in that Mega Man comes on a disc given to Lan by his father. In the original game, Mega Man and Lan have already been operator and Navi for years. They just kind of leave it vague. If you think Lan is acting like a spoiled brat, yes, that's in the original anime.
I hate you, Dad.
So there actually is
Okay,
no There is no overworld in this game.
That's a welcome change. That's a way welcome change right there. Oh, and it's a platformer.
See, the other thing about this game is that the gameplay isn't original either. It is essentially a portable version of network transmission.
Okay, I can abide by that.
Now, it plays a little tiny bit differently, and this is primarily because of the mystifying design decisions of the Wonder Swan. Now, you'll notice that I've set 4 chips to 4 directions. This is because, on the original Wonder Swan, the chips go on the Y buttons, and movement is controlled with the X buttons.
Right.
I think A is jump and B is shoot.
Probably.
Can you see a problem with this setup?
Other than that, it's fucking terrible.
Exactly. You can't move and use chips at the same time. Luckily, with the magic of emulators, I've bound it to the other stick on my gamepad, so, you know. It's marginally
So your
better.
powers are much more mighty than anybody playing the original game.
Basically. I now can move and use chips, I just can't shoot or jump and use chips. Also of note is the fact that the Wonder Swan doesn't actually have shoulder buttons, to my knowledge, so instead of using L to talk with Lan, you hit up, which only works when he chirps in the upper right. You'll see that later.
Right.
And much like in, I believe, EXE 3 was the first time they did this, Lan will occasionally drop out and leave you to fend for yourself. This means you can't use battle chips while he's gone. Oh, also, you can slide.
That's kind of a cool thing, like, with the anime, Link or whatever. It's kind of shitty because it happens with, like, no, indication whatsoever. It might not. His little reception bars did go down for a second there.
That jump is much harder than I made it look. Mostly because of those assholes. If you haven't played the EXE games, you won't be able to appreciate the fact that the enemies behave completely differently than they do in the original game. But they are all enemies from the original series, so can't fault them there.
There's no original characters in this one.
Well, I didn't get that far.
Shit.
I actually don't know. I haven't played past the first stage.
At least everything goes down easy enough.
Yeah, that's true.
Aside from these assholes, but, you know.
Of note is the fact that recovery chips come in completely different denominations in this game than they do in the regular game. Recuv 60 only exists in this game. In no other game in the entire fucking series is there a Recuv 60.
Yeah, what were they... So there was a... Such an arbitrary number, too, like 60? What is 60, even?
So, Lan is now chirping to tell me something. I hit up, and he tells me that I can slide, which would have been useful on the last screen.
Use the slide to get through!
Also of note is the fact that none of these enemies actually appear in the Oven Conk in the EXE1. But, you know. No shit, there's something up ahead after a fucking... Oh my god. There's something up ahead, he says, right after... Oh god, that's some really amazing sprite work, actually.
Oh, yeah, I can appreciate that.
Also of note is the fact that boss fights in this one are not complete shit, as opposed to network transmission.
Oh yeah. I think I've gone over that plenty of times.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat a death here. Delicious! Also of note is the fact
Delicious
that
death.
that death animation is, of course, based on the anime.
Right.
Mega Man gets
I was
deleted,
wondering
like,
about it.
4 goddamn times in the anime. As does, like, fucking
Wow.
everybody.
So how are continues handled in this one anyhow?
I haven't yet had the excuse to find out.
Oh.
Oh, you can slide under them. That hadn't even occurred to me. Shit. Ah, and that's Mr. Match.
He's back. At least we don't get a snappy one-liner this time. Just like, oh, looks like he's met his match. Nah, nah.
This is a lot more smoothly than they get along in the anime.
They're 100%.
Ah, you gotta love faithfulness. Even this translation patch has the shitty Capcom typos.
So they had to take a lot of liberties.
Yeah. Chips are also one use and they're gone in this game. Also there are styles, but...
That's kind of shitty. You don't have any style yet.
So apparently the wall head can be broken by punching
This is a unique area right here. But we don't have punches from the punch dimension yet.
Not yet, no. Oh god. This is sadistic for, like, stage 2. What? Oh my god, Lando, you shut the fuck up.
You keep expecting to be able to double jump too.
Yeah, that too. There we go.
Base has spoiled you.
Pretty much.
There's one asshole ghost right there.
God, you have no idea. Ooh! Yet another chip that doesn't actually exist. Attack plus 40. There's a attack plus 10, attack plus 30, and attack plus 50.
Mostly because an attack plus 40 would be, like, completely stupid.
No, those are level 2. Level 2 are red, level 3 are blue. And then, I believe Omegas in EXE 3 are gray, and then there are, like, green ones in EXE 4. Long story short, it's more plausible than you think.
Did they actually find a way to, like, legitimize... Like, a reason for that?
Reason for what?
Land just does not shut the fuck up. Shut the... reason for,
Shit!
What was I saying?
Die! There we go.
At least that part's fake. Let's do a fuck ton of damage. It is not even cool.
God damn it. What I would fucking give for a trip to Higsby's right now.
Wanna go to Higsby's, huh? Kind of a weird omission too. I guess it's just like that's to be kind of expected with the omission of the overworld. Not that it isn't a welcome change, because like all that bullshit and just cut it straight to the good parts is, I don't know, it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice to start up a Battle Network game and get to the gameplay within the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, that is nice. Like most RPGs, it does take for fucking ever. Yay, we actually get to see what's beyond that point.
Yay, no more hot dogs.
If there's one thing Mega Man Revolution taught me, it's always take the top path.